So I just came across this idea about an ML intern that can autonomously research and write code. I mean, how wild is that?
Right? I was surprised too. It's like having a coding buddy who never sleeps and knows all the latest on ML.
Exactly, but wait, doesn't that make traditional internships a bit obsolete? I mean, how do we even value human input in that scenario?
That's a great point. While it can automate tasks, I think the creativity and intuition of human researchers are irreplaceable.
True, but here's the kicker. Suppose it learns from the best sources, couldn't it push innovation faster?
Potentially, but what about the biases inherent in those sources? The evidence on that is pretty mixed.
Wow, I hadn't thought of that. So the quality of its output really depends on the data it's trained on.
Absolutely. It's like if you fed it junk data, you'd get junk output. It's a classic garbage in garbage out scenario.
And what about its access to cloud compute and documentation? That's a huge advantage, right?
For sure, it can tap into a vast ocean of resources quickly. But still, is it making sense of those resources effectively?
Can it really understand context or nuances like a human would? That feels like a limitation.
You're right, it might miss the subtleties that come from lived experiences. Context matters a lot in ML.
So I'm curious, how does it even begin? Like, what's the quick start for using this intern?
You just clone the GitHub repository and install it. Super straightforward, but it's still technical.
That's pretty accessible, but I wonder how many people would actually understand the installation process.
Good point, it might intimidate beginners. But once set up, it's like having a powerful assistant.
And it can switch between interactive and headless modes. That's quite flexible.
Right? It's like choosing between having a conversation or just giving it a command and letting it run.
But in headless mode, can it make autonomous decisions? That feels risky.
Yeah, there's definitely a risk. It might execute tasks without human oversight, which could lead to errors.
And those errors could be significant if it's working on sensitive data.
Exactly. That's why it has an approval system for sensitive operations. Safety first, right?
But what if someone forgets to approve? That could lead to unintended consequences.
True, it's a delicate balance between efficiency and control. That's a major design challenge for sure.
This also makes me think about the broader implications for job automation in tech.
Definitely. It raises questions about job security, but also emphasizes the need for upskilling.
Upskilling feels crucial, especially if AI can take over repetitive tasks.
Absolutely. It's about working alongside these tools, not just being replaced by them.
And how about the tools that this ML intern can access? I mean, it has a ton of built-in tools.
Totally. The integration with Hugging Face's ecosystem is impressive, but can overwhelm new users.
That's a good observation. Too many options can be paralyzing, right?
Exactly, and it requires a level of expertise to choose the right tool for the task.
I wonder if there's a learning curve that might deter people from utilizing it fully.
That's very likely. The potential is huge, but the barrier to entry exists.
Okay, but what if someone creates a guide that simplifies everything? Would that help?
Absolutely. A well-structured guide could bridge that gap and empower more users.
And it could spark a whole new wave of innovation if more people can access it.
That's the dream. Imagine the collaborative projects that could emerge from easier access.
But let's not forget the ethical considerations. How can we ensure responsible use of such a tool?
Great question. Establishing guidelines and best practices is essential to mitigate risks.
Right, because unchecked AI could lead to some serious ethical dilemmas.
Exactly. It's a fascinating balance between empowerment and responsibility.
So if we put all this together, what does that mean for the future of work in ML?
I think it's about evolving roles. Humans will need to focus more on strategy and oversight.
That's a solid perspective. We may end up as the architects of these AI systems rather than just users.
Exactly. And that could lead to a more dynamic and innovative workspace.
I love that idea. It's all about adaptation and collaborating with the technology.
For sure. But it's crucial we remain vigilant about the ethical implications as we move forward.
Absolutely, this conversation just scratches the surface of a really complex topic.
And I think it'll be exciting to see how it evolves. There's always more to explore.